I'm in a weird mood today, and you know what that means. It's time. It's time for... I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to be answering your questions with some answers today, so I hope that's alright with you. Let's get to it. This is my first ever closed caption video. I'm going to go through this video and I'm going to transcribe every single thing that I say in this video so that people that are deaf and hard of hearing will be able to understand this video as well. There's no reason that they shouldn't be able to enjoy this video. I didn't even know that you could do this to your video, so I do apologise for my ignorance on that. Okay, here we go. Let's start from the top. His Forever asks, what is your favourite book / books and your favourite film / films? Not ashamed to say that I don't like reading, don't enjoy it, find it very boring. If I was going to read anything, I'd read maybe like an encyclopedia or like a factual book. And favourite film, oh my god, there's too many to count. 21 Jump Street, This Is the End, Dodgeball as well is a good one, The Lion King, I love all the Toy Story films, pretty much any Disney film, Frozen, Tangled, I like Back to the Future. I don't really have a favourite film, I just enjoy a lot of films. I don't know how people have time to sit and read books. Like, where do people get the time to do this from? Sarah's World says, if you had one day to live, what would you do and why? If you had one day to live, okay, so I'd preempt that today was my last day to live, so yesterday I would have been flying somewhere, so I would have probably flown to Florida. I mean, I love Florida, it's my most favourite place in the whole world, so if you put me there for a day and I could do everything that I wanted to do in that day, I would be happy. It's not just by myself, I would take all my friends and family with me. Isabel Maris, or Marie, or I don't know. Have you ever had any pets? If so, what were their names and what animal were they? Okay, so yes, I do have animals and I have had animals. Starting from the beginning, I had 2 cats called Bonnie and Clyde, and then after that I'm sure I had 15 goldfish or something, and then I've had about 3 hamsters which were called like Hammy, like proper classic hamster names, Hammy, like Hattie, and then maybe like I called one Hannah. After that I got 2 dogs. Well, I got one dog called Millie who was a Dalmatian, she was a little puppy, and then maybe a year after that I got another Dalmatian puppy which was called Charlie, and they are the 2 pets that I have now. I'm sure a lot of you will know that I have Dalmatians. Well, a lot of you think that I have one, and sometimes in videos there'll be both of them in there, but you just think that it's one because they look quite similar. Amelia Rose, what is your holy grail item of clothing? At the moment, ripped black skinny jeans. I just think they look good with like anything, and I'm very kind of monochromatic in that way that I like to dress in black and white. But then if you're talking about general life holy grail item, I think a playsuit or a jumpsuit, because if I could only wear one thing for the rest of my life, it would be a playsuit or a jumpsuit. There's lots of people asking the same question, so I'm going to address this right now, because literally every single Q&A video I do, people ask me this question. Why did you stop working at Hollister? So if you don't know, I did a video ages ago that was how I got my job at Hollister. I have to be careful what I say because it could be considered like slanderous for me to, you know, slag them off. A lot of news outlets reported that Abercrombie & Fitch and Hollister were employing people for their looks. Handicapped people, they were putting them kind of like in the back and not at the front of the store kind of thing. And if you know me, you know that I'm not about that. And I quit there because for me it was everything that I expected and more. And I quit because I hated it. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. I'm sorry. Okay, so LivePain14 on Instagram asks, what is your favourite brand of lipstick? My favourite brand of lipstick is MAC. However, at the moment I kind of enjoy wearing lip liner instead of lipstick. I just kind of like the amount of choice that you can have because people have different preferences, and I think MAC is like pretty much the only one that I know that literally offers as many lipsticks as they do. So Saffron Romana XO. I'm probably saying these so bad. Any good online shops that you use? Obviously ASOS, I love ASOS. I probably shop from ASOS probably like once a week to be honest. Misguided, Boohoo, and then if you want designer then The Outnet, Secret Sales and Brand Alley, which are designer discount stores, they're my favourite. Okay, on Twitter, Charlotte May Ward says, what food and restaurant couldn't you live without? By the way, I love your videos, thank you Charlotte. See, I don't think there's anything I couldn't live without. I feel like if I was trying hard enough, there's not any food that I couldn't eat ever. Like, I really love steak, and this is what hinders me from being vegan. Also like chicken and bacon, love. I think I could go without chicken and bacon though, and probably steak, so let's have a rethink on that. I mean, I get really cranky if I haven't had sweet food in like a day. I need something sweet. I'm drinking like a full sugar Coke here because I haven't had any sugar in the last 24 hours, and I feel like I eat at a lot of restaurants, so there's so many. But I think stuff like, maybe like Subway, I'd be pretty annoyed if I couldn't go back to Subway again. Other restaurants that I love would be like Chiquitos, Coast to Coast, Prezzo. I like TGI Fridays, I used to work there. There's a really great place called Uncle Sam's in Sheffield, and Yankees next to that, which are really nice. I think I could live without all of them if I had to. Holly Barker, who is one of my favourite people on Twitter. Who is your favourite housemate in Celebrity Big Brother? Either Callum, because I think he's really nice, and also Michelle. I like both of those. He's also put, what is your #1 beauty product that you couldn't live without? Mascara or lipstick? I'd say lipstick because I have eyelash extensions on at the moment, so I don't wear any mascara anyway. But as soon as these fall out, then I can't live without mascara. But at the minute, lipstick. I feel like lipstick is kind of the one thing that I always wear. Like, I don't ever not wear lipstick. Okay, on Facebook. I don't want to give away last names on Facebook because I feel like that's kind of like a personal social media platform. So Charlotte says, have you got any piercings or tattoos? So I don't have any tattoos. I don't have any desire to get a tattoo. For me, it's just not my kind of thing. I feel like if I was going to get one, it'd have to mean something to me. And I'm not saying that everybody with a tattoo has to, you know, have a meaning for all the tattoos. Sometimes you can just get one because you like it, and that's totally fine, and I'm all for that. But for me, I personally don't want to go through the pain of having it unless it means something, and also I get bored very easily. But I'm not totally against it. I mean, I'm not saying I never will have one. And I was actually going to do a piercing video if you wanted me to do it, kind of talking you through everything that I've had and the pain levels of each of them, because I have had maybe like 9 or 10 piercings in my life. So if you want to see that video, then let me know in the comments. But quickly, what I've had is, so I've had 3 in this year, 2 in this year, then I've had my tragus pierced in this year, which was, you know, that's a little bit of like cartilage that's like there. Then I've had the back of my neck done, which is a surface piercing, so they like clamp your skin and then push a bar through it at the back. And I've had my belly button done, and I'm having another one done on Monday maybe, but I'm not going to tell you where that is. So if you want to see a piercing video, then let me know and you will find out. Amy on Facebook says, how tall are you? This is a question that I often get asked, and the answer is that I am 6'0" exactly, maybe like 1/8 of an inch over. When I meet you guys in real life, you can just tell that you don't expect me to be as tall as I am. Then a question that also gets asked with that is, are you a model? Do you do modelling? No, not at all. I mean, I've done little bits, and I'll do bits to, you know, help people out, and I've done, you know, charity fashion shows and things like that, but I'm not a professional paid model at all. I just couldn't. I don't have that much commitment to the gym. I couldn't cut down on the food that I like. I know that I'm not the size of a model. I mean, I'm a UK 10, and to be a model I would probably have to be a UK 6/8, and I ain't doing that. Benji on Facebook, how do you get start in blogging? So I watched other people do their videos, and I just thought I could do that. So I decided to do it, and I knew that I had a really good technique for doing this thing to your hair, and there wasn't really anything about it online. I'm very simple. I'm a very simple person. I felt like if I can do something, then everyone who's watching me will be able to do it. If I was going to give you any tips, I'd say post videos on things that you enjoy doing. Don't post videos because you think that it's what everybody wants to see. Do what you want. It's your channel. You have to enjoy doing it, otherwise it's going to become a job, and it's going to become very boring very quickly. And that is it for all my questions. If you want me to answer your question next time, then leave a comment with your question down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something about me today, and I will see you next time. Bye!